think because it's not a straight up kind of true crime story, you know, it's a story that a lot of people think that they know, but they don't.
Well, thank you so much for having the time to talk to us today, Sharon.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so first of all, I wanted to ask you because this was a case that shocked everyone pretty much, and everyone knew about it. So how much did you know, or did you remember, and what was it like actually being a part of, the shooting of it?
I knew quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I remembered it very well. Really, the UK. In the UK, it was a huge story. I watched, a documentary about it. I mean, before I knew I was coming onto the project, and then obviously when I became part of the project, I did my own research, and I knew an awful lot about it. What was the second part of your question?
What was it to actually become a part of the project, like shooting at, okay, I'm now a part of this story, fictional story?
I mean, it was, I was glad to be part of it because I think because it's not a straight up kind of true crime story, it's looking at it in I guess telling this story that we think we all know from a new perspective and through a wider lens. And we look at Amanda's story leading up to the court case, and then we sort of also stay with her as she sort of carries on her journey through to being exonerated, so it was a bigger sort of story. And I think it's a story that a lot of people think that they know, but they don't. So from that perspective, it felt like there was a lot to explore there.
Yeah, I agree. And other than Amanda's character, of course, which is intense and really dramatic, your character is also must have been really, really, really challenging to play someone that is going through that, and put in the bonus that is actually a real person who actually experienced all that. So what it was like for you in that sense?
It was really really different from anything I've done before.
Right.
When I first met with the filmmakers about coming on board, all the producers of the show were there, and KJ Steinberg, who created the show, and Amanda as well. She's one of the execs on the show, and I think what really struck me and really stayed with me throughout the filming was how Amanda talked about her mum, and how she talked about the impact that it had on her. I mean, she was going through this terrible, awful thing, but she felt her mum had it even worse, so I kind of, and I've got a 21-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old daughter, so that was very much on my mind throughout. My daughter just traveled around Guatemala, and I kind of, it was really difficult, but it wasn't it was difficult to do, but it wasn't difficult to access, because all I had to do was think about my daughters, and I kind of I didn't have to search hard for those emotions because they were so close to the surface.
I understand that. Well, you mentioned earlier that you did some research, other than knowing, about the case from prior and so on. So was there anything that you find during that research or that you focus on that you wanted to I want to focus on this particular aspect of the research?
I actually kept watching the same. I found an interview with Edda, when she was doing a media interview, where, I mean, this absolutely regular, mum is suddenly in front of the world's press having to represent her daughter when she was falling apart inside. And I kept going back to that particular interview because just her strength, you know, her inner sort of strength and her calmness, and I do not know how she did it, but I found that was the thing I kept going to, because, you know, personally I just found my emotions were so ragged that it was a good thing to sort of check that and go, no, she kept it together, you know, she presented herself and her whole family situation incredibly calmly, you know. So yeah, that's what I was watching on repeat.
Completely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Sharon. And I have to say, I already watched the first 4 episodes, like binge watching it like that. So I can't wait for more. Congratulations again on the show. It's really good.
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
You too.